High School receives a $10,000 grant for its next musical. Thanks so much for joining us tonight. I'm Dana Winklepleck. Mike Tank has the evening off. Lawmakers at the Indiana State House made some big changes to Governor Mike Braun's plan to reduce your property taxes. But a different bill is gaining steam. It would still reduce funding for public schools. State House reporter Hannah Adamson explains what's happening moving forward.
Last week, several city and county officials argued that Senate Bill 1 could take away funding for essential services. Now, lawmakers have pumped the brakes on several of Governor Braun's property tax proposals in an attempt to find a happy medium. Tuesday, the Senate Tax and Fiscal Policy Committee passed Senate Bill 1 with amendments that removed key parts of Governor Braun's tax plan.
We just think there's a fine line that we have to walk to make sure that we are careful to be responsible to the local units of government and at the same time provide some relief to taxpayers.
The original plan would have increased homestead deductions for Hoosiers. Now that provision is gone. The original plan would have also capped yearly property tax increases at 3% for most Hoosiers and 2% for seniors. That provision also gone. Instead, the amended bill places a 1% cap on property tax increases in 2027 and a 2% cap in 2028.
I look forward to working in a bipartisan fashion with my colleagues so that we can pass a meaningful reform.
A spokesperson for the governor says in part, quote, "The governor will carefully review the changes to his plan and looks forward to working with the House and Senate to strengthen the amended bill." But Senate Democrats say a separate bill could still deliver a devastating blow to public schools.
I am inclined to support Senate Bill 1 if Senate Bill 518 was not introduced today.
The bill would require public schools to share property tax dollars with charter schools if certain criteria are met. State Senator Fadi Kaddoura says when you combine that with the potential financial impact of Senate Bill 1, public schools around the state could see $250 million fewer dollars.
We heard very clearly from the superintendent of IPS, if Senate Bill 518 moves forward, hundreds of employees have to be laid off from IPS, school closures will happen, and students will be impacted.
Although several parents and charter school advocates expressed support for Senate Bill 518, most of the roughly 50 people who testified didn't.
The consequences of SB 518 are devastating.
And I want that money to stay in the public school system that we currently have right now.
We have been asked to do more with less long enough.
There were rumors when we got to town that IPS was a bad school district. We have found nothing that supports that.
As for Senate Bill 1, that will be eligible for a reading on the Senate floor this Thursday. Reporting from the Indiana State House, I'm Hannah Adams.